Hello, I'm Dr. Gloria Horsley.
And I'm her daughter, Dr. Heidi Horsley.
Heidi and I want to welcome you to Open to Hope Conversations, the podcast.
We believe that the greatest gift you can give yourself after a loss is hope, using this moment to connect with others who have not only survived but thrived.
So let's get started. Welcome to the Open to Hope show. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Horsley, with my daughter and co-host,
Dr. Heidi Horsley.
Well, Heidi, we've got a really interesting question today from Julia, and we want to respond to her. And the question was about, does unresolved grief cause divorce? Julia says, my parents are getting divorced after 40 years of marriage. Wow, Heidi, long time, 40 years of marriage.
That is.
Sorry to hear about that, Julia. And she says, I don't think they have been happy since my sister died 15 years ago. So she doesn't see them as being happy for 15 years since her sister died. I had to take care of them then, and now here we go again. When is it my turn? Well, Julia, yeah, I hear you. 15 years ago, your sibling died, and you took care of your parents. Heidi, that's not unusual, is it?
No, it's not. And it's not even that the parents are telling you to do that. I think you as a sibling, at least I did, just feel obligated to support your parents because they're going through so much grief after the death of a sibling. People are saying, be strong for your parents. Your parents have been through the worst loss imaginable. You need to be the man of the house or the woman of the house. You know, those kind of things are being said by society.
Now you're saying, here we go again. When's it my turn? When is it her turn, Heidi?
Well, I think she needs to set limits and boundaries on herself because, she has a life that she has to live, and maybe her parents are expecting her to be there, listening to them, listening all the time and being kind of a therapist to them. And maybe they need extra support. Maybe they need therapy or they need to join a support group.
Mm-hmm. And there are two people splitting up. Divorce is not easy, Julia. And so, kind of buckle your safety belt. But I think the number one thing right now is to say, it is my turn, and think about it being your turn right now. And how could it be your turn? What I'm thinking is, Heidi, she may want to go back to 15 years ago.
You could go join Compassionate Friends. And I think a lot of times siblings, they tend to put their grief on hold and on a shelf, and they sometimes don't visit it for years. Mm-hmm. So it is never too late to go and join Compassionate Friends or go on the Facebook page and join the two, groups out there for bereaved siblings. One is called TCF Sibs, and the other is a sibling loss group for people that have lost siblings as well. So there's two out there that she can join if she needs more support.
Right. And 15 years, as we know, is never too late to work through some of the issues. If you felt like they had to rely on you too much then, take care of yourself now. But maybe you don't need to go back that far. And if you don't, let's look at today. They say, we've heard it a lot, you should put the oxygen mask on yourself before you try to help other people. So you can only help your parents so much. You need to take care of yourself. There may be other kind of support you need. You may need some fun friends. You may need support to get out of the house, to go do some activities. I don't know, if Julia, if you're married or have kids, you maybe need to take some time for yourself, have people come in and take care of the kids. Give yourself some space so that you can fill some of that space with helping your parents, but give yourself space beyond that, right, Heidi?
Absolutely. And she may feel like she's part of the sandwich generation, and if she has kids, that she's taking care of her kids and her parents, and she's constantly caregiving everybody.
Mm-hmm. So do an assessment on yourself and look at what you're doing right now and look, are you happy? What's going on? Maybe journal yourself, maybe do a gratitude journal even. What are you grateful for? What are you having problems with? If you've got more problems than you've got gratitude, then you need to start looking at yourself and saying, how can I do some things to take care of me? Because you asked Julian this, when is it your turn? Hey, it's your turn today, isn't it, Heidi?
It is. And she is going through a stressful time because divorce is the death of a marriage. Mm-hmm. So like you said, she needs to take care of herself, set some limits, and maybe get her parents some support so that she doesn't have to be that go-to person all the time.
Yeah. Again, Julia, divorce is very stressful. It's been 40 years. It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be happy. Generally, there's one person who's the leavee, they call it, and the one that's being left, the leavor. And, it's a really difficult situation to be in. And maybe you can find some friends where they've had parents divorced that you can talk to them about. A lot of times your minister may know something about it. I mean, reach out and tell people how you're feeling. And I love journaling in this situation too, and going online and looking at divorce things. There's a lot going on online. Remember the basics: exercise, drink water, go for walks, be in nature, consider meditating.
Listen to uplifting podcasts. I love doing that when I'm walking.
Yeah, and uplifting music and anything that lifts your spirits. It's your turn. It's your turn. You need to take some time off. And maybe you may have some days when you'll take a break from your parents. Maybe you won't be available all the time. Maybe you'll say to them, Tuesday I'm going to be out all day. I'm not going to be able to talk on Tuesday, or I can, talk to you on Wednesday. You may want to set limits.
If Julia feels like she doesn't have time to take care of herself, those are the people that most need to make time. So that needs to be a priority. Like you always say, Mom, you need to act like it's a doctor's appointment. You need to seal it in and say, every day at 9 a.m., I have to go to this appointment. And the appointment is with yourself.
Right. Exactly. And I call it TMI. Don't give too much information. People do not need to know where you're going or what you're doing. If you need to take your time out, as Heidi said, you just say, I have an appointment. And we're telling you right now, we give you permission to have that appointment with yourself. Because that's what you need to do, Julia, is you need to take care of yourself. So it's your turn. And good luck. A lot going on, right, Heidi?
Absolutely. She's going through a lot right now. And the divorce of her parents might bring up a lot of issues, a lot of things about her sister and the loss of her sister, because it's another loss.
Absolutely. So those losses get triggered. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us today. And Heidi and I want to remind you always to visit us at Open to Hope, send us in some questions. And also, if you've lost hope, please lean on ours until you find your own, and God bless.
I'm Dr. Heidi Horsley. You have been listening to Open to Hope, the podcast. You can follow Open to Hope on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. To learn more, visit us at opentohope.com and go to Apple Podcasts to subscribe.
I'm Dr. Gloria Horsley. Join us again next week for another Open to Hope conversation, where we invite you to lean on our hope until you find your own.